guys, here with another Trainer Confidential. So we had the Europa Pro this weekend. The lineups are getting pretty deep nowadays.
It's getting close.
Oh man, I mean the top three was phenomenal. So realistically, it was a coin toss pretty much. But we had Bruno winning first place. We had Presti in second, and we had Lewis in third. Which I want to get into some pictures about that. I kind of have my own theories. I thought Presti should have won that one. But I just want to run through some Instagram photos of it. Bring that up. So here's the top three right here. Oh, I wish it was bigger. So we got Presti in the middle right there. Bruno's over here to the left, and Lewis is off here to the right. Lewis has been looking pretty good too.
You can see the conditioning from here.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, and Bruno was looking. I mean, he looked better than he did in the Italy Pro, for sure. Presti is just getting chiseled.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, all the shots I seen, it was just like, especially from behind, I just seen Presti winning it. So I was kind of surprised that he didn't after prejudging. But they are just super on point.
Yeah, this is pretty good right here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's definitely about conditioning here.
Yep, this was a conditioning show here. Well, we're getting close to the Olympia. What, 4 weeks away now? 4.5 weeks away.
Yeah.
So there's people that need to still win some shows. So it's going to get pretty deep from here on out, I'm pretty sure.
How many shows do we have left between now and the Olympia? How many qualifiers? And that's a cutoff date too. I mean,
How many shows are there? I don't know right off the top of my head.
Yeah. There's definitely a cutoff date,
Yeah.
So.
At least 3 more shows. I'd have to look that up. But I want to go, okay, so I want to go show another one. Wonder if they have scorecards here. Oh, they don't have scorecards in this one. It had to have been close. It had to have been close. Yeah, Presti, he's his symmetry and he's just on point. He's on point. If he don't make it to the Olympia next year or this year, he's going to next year. Just a matter of time. I mean, they all look great. I'm not taking nothing away from Bruno. I just thought Presti was a little bit better. But it's in the eyes of the beholder, and the judges thought otherwise. So that's just the way it is. So congratulations to Bruno. He's going to be in the Olympia. Lewis is pretty close too, man. Lewis is a little powerhouse.
It's almost like the top three could have been a coin toss, actually. In a way.
It totally could have. Yeah, totally could have. It came down to conditioning. That's what it came down to. So that was pretty exciting. That was this weekend. It was a 2-day show too. So yeah. Next thing I wanted to talk about was I know it's kind of old news. He died the other day, but Illia Golem. So this dude was I think he was like 400 pounds at one point, but he rode around at 350 constantly. He'd eat 1,600 calories a day. He was known for going in and eating 108 pieces of
1,600 you mean 16,000 calories a day?
Yeah, 16,000 calories a day. He'd go in and he'd eat 108 things of sushi at a time.
Wow.
Like this dude was an eating machine. So he was sponsored by 5% Nutrition, which was Rich Piana's supplement
And
company.
you know, his physique is reminiscent of Rich Piana. I mean,
Well,
it's
Rich
almost
Piana
like,
was his idol. So
yeah,
yeah,
you
which
know, I
is
mean,
sad because Rich is dead too.
yeah,
He was only 36 years old. He had a heart attack. Apparently, his wife he had it at home, and his wife tried resuscitating him. Couldn't do it. Well, until the paramedics came over, and then he was in a coma, and he just didn't come out of the coma.
right.
So he
Too much
wasn't a
oxygen lost
competitive
to the brain.
bodybuilder. But I mean, this guy made his rounds. He trained with a lot of bodybuilders. Made a lot of videos. He had a YouTube channel. Pretty big dude. I mean, this picture don't really do him justice. You got to see him next to other people. But the guy was just monstrous. And it comes to mind, it's like riding around at that heavy a weight for long periods of time is just, especially if you're not anywhere close to that weight to begin with,
Yeah.
and you gain, and it's rough on your organs. And here we go.
Well,
Heart
you know,
attack.
you got the training, you know, and don't get me wrong, I love my sport. I love the activity. You know, I wouldn't trade for anything and stuff, but you know, I mean, it's hard on you sometimes. You know what I mean?
It is
You
hard.
got
Yeah.
you got all the oxidative stress, you know, all those free radicals that you produce, you know, and it can wreak havoc on you.
Yeah. Yeah. So 36, he, sad news, but we've had a lot of bodybuilders going the last couple years. Do you think that there more bodybuilders have been dying in the last? Do you think it's getting worse, or has it always been like this?
It hasn't always been like this,
I didn't think so.
you know.
I mean, it's
It
like it
hasn't.
seems like every other week I'm seeing a headline that another bodybuilder dies.
We definitely didn't experience it in the 70s. You
Yeah,
know, you didn't hear about Dave Draper or, you know, all these guys, you know, I mean, you know, and they were taking stuff back then, you know.
yeah,
But I think a lot of it's just has to do with the extent. And you're
yeah.
right, when you're that big, I mean, you know, that's a lot of you know, so that's a lot.
It's a lot on your heart, a lot on your liver, a lot
Yeah,
on
I
your
can't.
kidneys.
He kind of reminds me of like Ed Kovacs too. You know, the
Yeah,
Canadian. He was shredded at like almost well over 300 pounds and just
yeah.
shredded.
He was a
You
four
know what I
hundred
mean?
pound dude too, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah, he was.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, it's like is bigger breeds of dogs. They don't live as long as smaller breeds of dogs.
That's
You know, I
right. That's right.
mean, you know, when you're a big guy, that when you're a big dog, you know, it's kind of par for the course almost. You know.
Yeah, yeah. So that was sad news. Condolences to his family,
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
and hope we don't see that again. Although we will, unfortunately. But anyway, I wanted to touch on that because I actually followed this guy, I liked his videos, and he was a monster. And it's just cool to watch. So next thing I want to talk about, I want to actually talk about Hadi. I mean, we're getting close to the Olympia.
Yeah, we are.
And I want to talk about Hadi and Lunsford. I could throw Samson in the mix, but I think that'll be another video because he's there's our top three right there. But Hadi has been on one, since he lost last year. He's got fire in his eyes, and you can tell. And I'll show you these pics. And so is Derick. Derick's got, he's got to defend his
Oh,
defend his title.
he's the reigning Mr. Olympia.
That's right. So, but they both have their pluses and their minuses. See, well, against each other anyway. So I'll start off with Derick first. Now, Derick is known for his back, obviously, which he's got Hadi beat from the back. Hadi's got him beat from the front. So I mean, in my mind. But
Hmm.
I'll start off here, and I picked these because these are around the same date. So this is August 12th right here for Lunsford.
He's not even dry yet.
No, no, this is August 12th. He's just this
He's
is a
still in
month
the lean
ago.
out. He's still in lean out phase, and from the way it looks, he's nailing that puppy pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
He's looking phenomenal.
he's so full and round. you wouldn't think that he was about 5'6".
Yeah.
You know, you would think that he was like an open competitor, like 5'9", somewhere around in there,
Yeah,
5'10".
you'd think he was taller, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you think he was closer to 6 feet and stuff. I mean, and I think it's not just the size; it's just that it's the structure too.
Yeah.
You know, to get that much muscle on that amount of height and still have really, really, really good lines. I mean, that
Yep.
that's really saying something.
Small waist and everything.
Yeah, yeah, it
He's
still
got it
has
all.
that.
He's got
Yeah.
it all. He's got it all. I mean, look at the front relax. So this is August 3rd. Look at his glutes already. I mean, he's
And see,
but
this is what separates him from who's the other oh man, I'm terrible with names. I don't know why. Um um he just won the show. We covered him a little bit from I think from Nigeria.
oh, you talking about jacked?
No, short. He's long for his height, but he's just very boxy.
Oh,
You forget too?
yeah, I'm not thinking of it either.
You know,
What show was it?
I can't remember, but he's got the dreads. I call him Baby Kai.
Oh, I'm not thinking of it.
Yeah, I know. But
I
anyway,
know I remember us talking
they're about
about
the
it.
same. They're about the same height. I think Derek is carrying more muscle, definitely carrying more muscle now.
Yeah,
But they're about evenly matched on conditioning because he brings excellent conditioning.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm talking about.
yeah,
Very short. And but he's really, really, really thick in the middle. You
yeah,
know, so
yeah,
thick in
he
the
is.
middle.
So this is a good one. I want to stop on this one, the full muscular here, because Hadi, I'm going to show you a Hadi full muscular, and this is awesome. I mean, I can't nitpick this at all. This is an awesome
No,
physique.
he's right. I mean, he's got some stripes across his chest this
Yeah,
time.
yeah. I can't say anything about that. But, and this is why I'm actually going to get on here and say that I think Hadi's going to win the Olympia. I'm going to officially say that. Now watch Hadi do the full muscular. This is August 10th right here. Watch when he does the full muscular here. Classic Hadi. Look at that. I mean, talk about stripes. Look
So
at
so
his
so he, so here's the thing with the Hadi. He looks good all the time.
he does.
You know what I mean? So it's like, so when you say, well, I'm like, okay, well, he's shredded the whole 9 yards. But this is what you expect from Hadi.
Yeah,
You know what
this
I
is
mean? If it
classic
was
Hadi.
someone else, you know, it would
Yeah,
be
it'd be
like,
a
whoa,
surprise, right?
yeah, but the thing about it is just he 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 looks good in his profile in his progress pics, and he looks good on stage. I mean, he
Yes.
looks good, but there isn't really a big change. And sometimes when people don't see the change, they'll dock you. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
You know what I
That's a
mean?
valid point right there. Yeah.
You
You're right
know
about that.
but that's the thing. And to be as lean and to be throwing around weight the way he's throwing around, that's what's really impressive.
Yeah, those dumbbells are the size of him almost. I mean, he's he's an
And he's
animal.
ripping that out.
Yeah, he like I said, he's got fire in his eyes, man. He's not going to let this Olympia go. It's just not going to happen. I can officially say I believe that Hadi is going to win this year's Olympia. I really do.
He's gonna come in shredded and hard and great like he always does.
And we know he's going to. And we know Derek's going to come in like that
But
too, because
but like I
Derek's
said, but like I
consistent
said,
too.
I mean, Derek still he had some room for improvement, and if he shows that, which I'm thinking he will, you
Yep.
know, then it could you know, it can skew the judging. You know what I mean?
So this was April 25th, right here. So he's leaned out quite a bit since then.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, he's sub 10% here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's probably about seven something.
He's brought up his legs a lot. I've noticed that with Derick. Brought that outer sweep in. Next thing I want to talk about is Vissors. Oh, let's see when
Wrestling.
this one is. This is March 21st. Here's Hadi March 21st.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, he can
Several
step on.
months
He
ago.
this is March,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he could step
Step on
on
stage.
any stage at that point. Any show that we've gone over, he would win.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree.
I mean, he has. I mean, I don't think he changes his diet at all.
No. No.
I mean, the kind of conditioning that he has. This is just contest died just over a very, very, very long period of time.
Hmm.
And that's all his body's used to. So, you know, you just, you know, and he's good with that.
Yeah.
He may do a little something every now and then, but the thing about is he's burning that off so fast. I mean, goodness gracious.
Yeah, he trains hard. He trains very hard. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what kind of calories he's eating. I'm sure he's eating a lot of calories in his off season, but I don't know though. He might be one of those guys that he doesn't have to eat as much.
Right.
But yeah.
You get that I mean, that's his baseline muscle right there. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, this is a point where the body's not going to go under that, no matter how low you go. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. And
There
I
may
think
be,
he's there right now.
yeah, there may be like like just a couple of weeks where he's really, really hypocaloric. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, and with the gear, you know, that's what the gear is made for. Is to keep you from wasting like that. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. He's impressive. I like I said, I got to go out on a limb and say that Hadi's going to take the Olympia. Now,
The one thing that won't happen is he's going to get on stage and you'll be like, oh, what happened?
no,
You
that won't
know,
happen. No,
that's not happening.
I know what he's going to look like.
Yeah, we know exactly what he's going to look like. He's looking just like he's looking now.
And I know
You
what
know,
Derick's going to look like. What I don't know is what Samson's going to look like because he's got his times where he's not all the way consistent either.
look,
But
the thing that Samson has got to get in this level of he's got just got to reach that level of conditioning.
yeah,
Is what he's got to do. Now, I don't know if he has to get precisely there. I don't, you know, but maybe he needs to get like a few percentages, a few tenths of a percentage there. You know what I mean? Because
yeah, because
now you're talking about tenths of a percent of body fat. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
When everybody's really low, you know, I mean, it's not like Samson's fat. It's
no,
just that he's not as lean as these guys are.
yeah.
You know what I
But
mean?
but Samson's got that. He's tall. He's got a lot of pounds on these guys. And Hadi and Derick are about the same height, same build, and everything. They're pretty close on their physiques. Samson's in a whole another game. So you're right. He's got to come in with that dialed in conditioning, and then all eyes will be on Samson, and that's just how it'll be because it's always going to go to the bigger guy as long as they can.
Yeah, and the thing is he's a big guy. He's a big
Yeah,
guy with structure.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
He's got
He's
really good structure.
hell. He's got a classic physique structure if you wanted to.
Kinda. Yeah.
Okay, next thing I want to talk about is Wesley Vissors. So Wesley Vissors has been talking recently about, he's after the title and he thinks he can beat Bumstead. And man, some of these pictures, and one thing about Vissors is I've noticed he's another one where he looks like right here, he's going to look like at the show too. You know what I mean? He's not he doesn't filter his pictures. He don't look better and all of a sudden you see him at the show and he's off or nothing like that. Vissors is pretty on point with his conditioning, and he's getting huge. But this is him. This is September 1st here, and he is just insane looking. Look at that,
Yeah, there's a lot of detail there.
man. And it's just only getting better. Like, I mean, his delts are crazy looking. So it's going to be an exciting Olympia. For sure. Maybe Bumstead might be dethroned, and the new face of classic physique will be Wesley Vissors.
Well, it remains to be seen. Right now, I've got Bumstead still holding that slot.
Yeah. One thing
I
about
still have,
Bumstead though, we don't really get a sneak peek of what he looks like either before shows.
I think Ramon kind of pushed him a little bit last time,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm gonna still go with Bumstead on that one.
Ramon has got a really, really good physique, but I think he's at the point with who he's competing against, Vissors and
Hmm.
Bumstead.
Hmm.
I just don't, and there's nothing he can do about it. I just think he's just outbeat by structure and size,
Uh-huh.
and that's just the way it is. And it's nothing Ramon can do about it. I mean, Ramon is a top-notch bodybuilder. I mean, uh, but I just don't think that he can touch Vissors or Bumstead. I just don't see that happening. I see him being third place for sure. For
Okay.
sure. All day long. Uh or if one of these guys don't show up for any reason, second place, but I just don't see him beating Bumstead or Vissors. He doesn't have the size, and he doesn't have the structure as these guys got. And Bumstead and Vissors, they're pretty close on their structure.
Yeah, kind of close. I think Bumstead's got a little better legs.
Yeah, yeah, that I could see that. I could see that. But man, says August 30th here.
I don't know. That looks pretty impressive.
Yeah, yeah,
That looks really impressive.
yeah. The detail in his delts and his triceps and his biceps already, and this is August 30th. So I mean, he ain't got much more leaning out to do.
Yeah, he's getting there pretty good and stuff. We haven't even talked about the fill out phase yet. So
No.
these guys are still in the lean out. So that should work pretty good.
So here's
He's
him
got
in July.
his torso is very similar to Arnold, especially that right
It
there.
is. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's Arnold right there.
yeah, yeah. I agree.
He's got to use that to his advantage.
So this is July 20th. So this is his off-season look here.
That's all season.
Yeah, it was July 20th. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
That's pretty deep all season. That's if he hasn't done anything since. Yeah, that's deep off season, and he's
yeah,
looking like that.
yeah. Now Bumstead, he does have an off-season look. And it's not
I think it's one of the things that I really have to say. It's one of the elements that I can see a distinct difference between now and back in the 80s and the 90s because you get a bodybuilder back in the 80s that's deep in the off season. Most bodybuilders, you had some exceptions, but most bodybuilders, they were fairly washed. You know what I mean?
yeah,
They were carrying some body fat. You're talking about right around about 13, 14% or so. These guys look like they're still under 8%.
yeah. This is March 13th here. I mean,
This is like sub 5.
yeah, yeah.
You know? Mhm.
It's insane. It's insane. And he just keeps on stacking on the muscle too. Now I don't know what he's weighing and what he's got to cut for weight for the show. But
Well, he's in the tall class, so is that unlimited?
no, I think it's 235, I think for that class.
I thought it was 250.
It might, oh, because they raised it, didn't they? They raised it last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll see what happens there. It's gonna be exciting though. 4 more weeks.
Yeah.
You want to go out on a limb and say who you think might you want to say top three for open bodybuilding?
Oh, I'll say I'll go with the last year. No particular order. Lunsford, Sampson, and Hadi.
Yep. Same here. Same here.
Mm-hmm.
Same here. I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying same thing. And classic, same
What
thing.
about what about what about 4 and 5?
4 and 5. Boy, that's a hard question there.
Yeah, it starts to tighten up after that.
It does because they're all pretty close.
I'm gonna go with Jack with one,
Yeah, he would have to be one for me too. Uh, Jack would definitely be one for
and
me.
uh, that fifth place. I would say either Labrada. Ooh, I don't think Curry is going to make the top five.
No, I don't know.
Mm,
I don't know if Labrada. I don't know if I'd have him in fifth. I might have him. I think he's going to be top 10, but I don't know. Fifth, that's a hard question. I have to do some
yeah,
think.
and fifth is yeah, fifth is, as a matter of fact, that lineup that you just showed us.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd have won that lineup.
No, I don't think he would have. I think Presti, in my opinion, Presti would have beat him right how he's looking right now. And Labrada's looking
Yeah, I
great.
mean,
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. He's looking
right.
great.
But I have to agree with you. This is not his best look.
No, it's not. It's not his best look.
I thought there's a couple of times I thought he was
But
better, especially
watching
in
Labrada
when
the
you
last couple years though, he likes to do a pre-show. Well, he had to qualify anyway, but he likes to do a pre-show and he always gets better. So it just works for him. So, we're gonna see a better Labrada at the Olympia. I mean, we did last year. Same thing
yeah.
happened.
I'm gonna keep him. I'm gonna keep him. I'll put him in my top five just because of the pedigree. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Because it's close after this. So I'm gonna say Samson and I'm gonna say Jack and I wouldn't bet on it though.
I wouldn't either. I'm not gonna say my top five right now because I have to think about that one.
Yeah, let's let a couple more weeks go by.
I
We'll
Jack is
we'll throw it out here
definitely
in a little bit.
Jack is definitely four though.
Yeah,
I
Jack. I
definitely
mean, and I wouldn't say fourth, but I'm saying he's in the top five.
yeah. Yeah. I have to agree with that one. The fifth one though, that's a hard one.
Oh man, that's yeah. You can almost plug almost yeah. There's a lot of people in. Would you put Curry in there, Brandon?
I could put a Curry in there for sure. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
for sure.
Bonac was the one. Bonac, William Bonac.
Oh, Bomac, yeah,
Bunny,
yeah,
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 Bonac.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and he's another one, man. I mean, yeah,
I don't know. I mean, the thing, his conditioning is just on point, and the size that he has for his height, is really on point. I really like that and stuff, but it's just it's that middle.
mm,
It's just too big,
yeah, yeah.
you
He
know.
could he could have been, it could have been just him loading up. He could have been inflamed, gassy,
No, he's always had a thick middle.
yeah,
I don't, if he's doing a lot of ab work and special blank work, he needs to stop.
yeah, yeah. Who's his coach?
I don't know, but I'm hoping he's not doing. He doesn't really need to do a lot of training down there because I mean, abs get and obliques get thick just like any other muscle
That's right.
hypertrophy. He needs some atrophy there. He needs his waistline to shrink.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the one thing. I mean, that's the one thing that Hadi and um
Derek got
Derick
they got
have
going.
on him and stuff.
Yeah.
They're all about the same height,
Yeah.
but he's the blackest of the three.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we gotta throw Walker in there too, man.
Hell yeah,
Walker's top
yes.
five. I forgot about Walker. He's
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, Walker's definitely top five. Jacked Walker.
Would you okay over Samson or over I know if I would say the LeBron, you would definitely go LeBron. I was
If I think here's what I think. I think it will go Hadi, Derek, Samson, uh 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 Walker, and then Jacked.
okay,
That's what I think as of
okay.
right now. Walker, I mean, he's got a phenomenal physique. He's on point. But I just don't think he can beat Hadi and Derek at this minute. And if Samson comes in condition, I mean, he could take third. Samson could get fourth. That could happen. It all depends. I mean, but Samson is looking nuts too. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting. It could
Yeah,
either way. It could go either way.
we'll see how it develops as it goes along, though.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. Well, that's all we got for tonight, guys. Thank you for watching. We will see you next week. Like and subscribe. You got any comments? Who's your top five? We'd love to hear it.
Way too early prediction. Let's call it a way too early. It was not way too early, but it's a early prediction.
Yeah. Yeah, early prediction. We're gonna probably have another one in the coming weeks, I'm sure.
Because things are going to happen over the next couple of weeks.
That's right. That's right.
What's going to happen?
That's right. Although Hadi is still, I'm gonna officially say Hadi is still my number one guy this year. I gotta say that though. He's got fire in his eyes, man. He wants that title back. Now, whether he's gonna keep on taking that title, he might just
You
retire.
know what? But what can he do to all you can do is just maintain what he has.
Yeah, that's all he can do.
As me personally, I think he's tapped out. He doesn't want to get bigger.
No, no, no. He can't.
And
He can't.
he actually can't get in better conditioning. I mean, the guy
No.
is probably the most conditioned guy in the freaking sport right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's nothing he can do, in my opinion, that he could better his physique. It's just nothing he can do. He is tapped out, like you said. Derek has more potential.
Correct.
Uh,
He has a little bit more room to develop.
yeah, but he's a younger guy too. He's a lot younger
Right.
than Hadi is too. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, I would like to see Hadi, win this Olympia and then maybe retire a champ.
He
You know,
can. I mean, what he's already won. Did he win twice? Once or twice?
he won once,
He won once. I mean, it's 400 grand, and that should go a long way
but
in
he won
Iran.
what? He won the two Arnolds.
Right. So I mean, the guy he's his winning's close to $1 million. So,
Yeah,
and that's got to go a long way in Iran.
yeah.
So I don't think he's hurting.
No, he's like I mean he's huge in Iran. So I mean they call him the shepherd over there. So he he's, I
So I
watched
think
a video of his
yeah,
welcoming home from the last
yeah. I think
Olympia.
he's got some financial security.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. He's like a god over there. So he's good, man. He's good. But I want to see his legacy play out, and I don't want to see him be a guy that gets up there and then starts getting worse. There's a point in time where you got to stop a champ, right?
And it
Uh,
varies from person to person.
it varies from person to person, and maybe it's not time for him.
Yeah.
People have been talking about that with Bumstead. Should he retire? A champ like he is. I mean, he's obviously going to do this Olympia, but if he wins this Olympia, should he give it up? And just retire? I mean, that it's a legacy thing. It's not. I don't think it's not a money thing at that point. It's a legacy
Right.
thing. So
Well, after that comes the podcast.
that's right. That's right. That's right.
That's
Yeah.
that. Yeah, you got to follow. I mean, that's a um Big Papa. I mean, that's what he did
Yep.
with the
Yep.
podcast. As a matter of fact, I don't does Ronnie Coleman have a podcast? I know Jay Cutler
Uh,
has one.
he's had one. He does a lot of stuff. It's normally people
Dennis
that.
James, I mean, these
Yep,
guys,
Dennis
yeah.
James got one. Yeah. Yep,
Hmm.
Fuad's got one. Yeah, yeah, a bunch of them got them. So
I'd listen what he had to say,
hell yeah, I would. Yeah,
you know.
yeah, hell yeah. I love Ronnie.
I listen what he had to say.
All right, you guys have a good night. Donnie, you have a good night too.
Thank you. You too, man.